And welcome back to a very busy Friday night. The state wrestling tournaments got started today in Rapid City, and like we talked about at 6, there are lots of fantastic athletes competing this weekend. Let's pick up some of the action here. Pierre is defending champ in Class A, Canton in Class B. This is Class A at 106. Quarterfinals, Jack Schoenhardt of Rapid City Stevens earns 2 points for the takedown. Goes on to beat Tucker Baum of Yankton 5-0. Now on to 120-pound Class A quarterfinals. Ty Altoff of Watertown pins Sam Olson of Madison. In the second period, Altoff moves into the semifinals. He's pumped about that. Also at 120, that's Jacob Wood of Sturgis. He puts Hayden Schaefer of Pierre on his back at 3:06 of that match. At 126, Colin Powell of Chamberlain. That's Nash's teammate. He escapes from Bo Beavers, and that 1 point was the final score of the match, 1-0. Moving to Class B now, quarterfinals, Brandon Sir of Canton pins Jordan Rube of Bonham in the second period for the win. Canton is running away with it after day number 1. And Jaden Collar of Phillip area defeats Hayden Pirrett of Garrettson by a tech fall. Final score of that was 17-1. Let's go on to your team scores after day number 1. Rapid City Stevens in Class A on top. Pierre is in second place, followed by Rapid City Central, Aberdeen, and Watertown. And like I said, Pierre not only is defending champions, they've won 6 of the last 7. As for Class B, Canton with a huge lead after day number 1. They are defending champs. They've won 2 of the last 3. The Summit League Swimming and Diving Championships continue tonight at the Midco Aquatic Center, and so far, aside from the diving, it's been the Denver Invite. So let's go to the diving highlights. Day number 3, 1 meter for the women, and it's Sarah Shank, the senior. She won the 3 meter the other day. She wins the 1 meter with a score of 285.10 over 6 dives. Her first and second championships in the Summit League. In the women's 400 meter or medley relay, USD took second. There's Katie Coleman, who was the anchor, but Denver, of course, wins that. In the men's 400 medley relay, it was South Dakota State's turn to take second. Jacks had a time of 3:19.18. A lot of records set by USD and State, but they don't win any of these races. Trevor Brenner anchored the medley relay there. Denver just having a phenomenal couple of days. Let's go to the scoreboard. After day 3, on the women's side, 803 points. They're going for their 6th straight title. Sarah Shank gets the win. And after the 3 days of the men, a huge lead there as well, going for their 6th straight title as well. More Summit League championships, this time in Brookings. The indoor track and field got started today. That's Laura Bowman of USD. She wins the weight throw with a wicked toss right there. Now, talk about wicked tosses. Peyton Otterdahl of North Dakota State wins the weight throw. He is the 2nd best shot putter in the world. Women's medley, South Dakota State, Anna Fasten with the anchor, pulls away in the end. Jackrabbits win that. And look at this comeback in the men's medley. That's Tom Brookman, just a freshman, comes from behind for the win. 10:07.39 for South Dakota State. They're in second place. And we got to show you Chris Nelson with the pole vault. 18 feet, 10 1/4 inches. He is your champion. He's done this before. He'll do it again. He's even got a coyote tattoo right there on his shoulder. I think that's new. That's pretty cool. When he's in the Olympics, we're going to point at that and go, he's our guy. Here's another look at it. 18 feet, 10 1/4 inches. North Dakota State has the lead after day number 1. South Dakota State a close second. South Dakota a close third. That's after 5 events. Here are your winners. The distance medley goes to State. Pole vault to Chris Nilsson. Long jump to Brian Corder. And the 3,000 meter to Kyle Burdick. The women's side, North Dakota State has the lead after 4 events. South Dakota is second. South Dakota State is 4th. Laura Bowman, Samara Spencer, and the distance medley winners there. The Stampede were in Sioux City tonight to play the Muskies, and they got off to a bad start, trailing 1-0, and after that it was all herd. Blake Bride puts the rebound home. We're knotted up at 1-1. Then it's going to be Anthony Romano stuffing it into the net. just 7 seconds later, and it's 2-1, and finally it's going to be Brian Chambers. This makes it 3-1 on the backhander. They go on to win 6-2 your final. They're back home tomorrow night for Wiener Night and what will be a sold-out crowd. Well, this rivalry won't be around too much longer with Augie making the jump to Division I, so the Elman Center was the place to be tonight, and there's Augie Doggy back after, 15 years away, and fun to have him out there tonight. Kaylee Hummel of USF with a catch and shoot, 3 from the corner. She had 28 points. It was a 10-point lead for the Coup. Shelby Selland of Augustana playing hurt on a torn ACL, 3 of her team-high 20, but that was as close as they would get. Jessie Gear drives inside, gets 2, plus the foul. The final score, 76-62 Cougars. Now, men's game, same 2 teams. Augustana's young freshmen, we've had stories on them. They were really good tonight. This is Flandreau's Dylan LeBrun spinning and shooting off the glass for 10 points. Michael Schaefer, also a freshman. Nice lead pass here to Volga's Trevor Hansen, also a freshman. He had 13 points. Chris Johnson's team down early, and they would get down by a lot more, Chris. Trevon Evans tries to keep them in it. This 3, part of his team-high 19 points, but they'd never get any closer. Tom Billiter's team was on all cylinders tonight. A.J. Plitzowite from downtown. Augie led 50-22 at halftime. They win 81-65. Northern also beats Mary tonight, 69-64. Wayne State over SMSU, 86-77. On the women's side, there's your USF score again. Mary beats Northern, and SMSU loses that game. The top-ranked Lincoln boys look to bounce back tonight against Harrisburg after losing big to O'Gorman on Tuesday night. Here is Nate Breck for 2 of his 20 points on the inside. Lincoln leading by 7 over the Tigers. Later on, it's going to be Lincoln's Jared Jaros getting 3 to drop. He kept the foot on the gas, too. He had 19 points. Brecht had 20. There's Jaros from the corner. Whoosh. Final score, 61-43 in favor of Lincoln. Clark Willow Lake also wins, along with Menno and OT. Sanborn Central, Woonsocket, West Central, Del Rapids, St. Mary, Hanson, MCM, SBA, Del Rapids, Wabash Summit, Florence Henry, Sioux Falls Christian, and Burke. I need oxygen. We'll be right back.